Okie dokie, boys and girls, we have day 290 of bulking to 75 kilos with calisthenics only. And today we have a double training day. In the morning, right now, it's about 6 a.m. I am doing some hamstrings, which is the second part to my leg days. You know, yesterday I did quadriceps, today I do hamstrings. I split those days up to make more gains on the legs. And then, well, the second training today will be some light planche training because a friend invited me to train at the park, and I think since this bulk has started, except for Japan, I haven't trained outside yet. I train calisthenics, but I'm always inside. So yeah, we're gonna train outside in the park. It's gonna be very fun. It's gonna be a light training because normally my push day is one day later. But yeah, today I'm gonna do some skills in the park, and then tomorrow, probably some skills again, but then more focused on the dips and the push-ups afterwards. But yeah, that's the plan for today. And like I mentioned, it's like 6 a.m. I've done my run already, but the last thing I want to do is wake up and put too much pressure on my tendons. So what I'm going to do today is not full Nordic curls unassisted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do assisted Nordic curls with my pinkies, but you know, I've done 12 reps, 5 sets of 12 reps last time. That's enough. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this backpack, put it on my back. There's 6 kilos in there, and I'm gonna do some weighted assisted ones, which, you know, in calisthenics, you have to be a bit creative with your progressions, you know. Yes, you can do progressions, pinky assisted, index finger assisted, and so on. You can do tuck planche, advanced tuck, straddle planche, but sometimes the gap in between progressions is very big. So what you can do in those cases is you can make a progression easier by using assistance, or you can make it harder by adding weight. And you can do that in very small margins. You know, you can add half a kilo, you can add a kilo. In my case, I'm adding 6, but you know, that's how you can really make the steps between each progression more doable. So yeah, let's continue warming up and start with 5 sets of weighted assisted Nordic curls. Alright, holy shit, I'm still feeling a bit rusty because it's so early in the morning, but that's 6 reps of weighted assisted Nordic curls, and basically I'm gonna try and do this for 4 more sets. You know, I have a timer, it's going right now, to go every 4 minutes. Every 4 minutes I'll do a set. The remainder of my time is rest time. I like doing sets like every X minutes because it just makes your workout time predictable. Like if my set takes longer or not, it doesn't matter. I know I'm doing 1 set every so often, and then I can calculate if I'm going to make it in time for my workout, and then be able to get to work in time as well. So yeah, that's one of the advantages there. The disadvantage is that if you take very long on your set, your rest time will be shorter. But hey, there's a downside and an upside to everything. So let's go 4 more sets. Alright, 5 sets have been done with pinky assistance, and when it comes to Nordic curl progressions, I really like using fingers as assistance because using stronger fingers just means doing an easier progression. So if I use my pinkies, my weakest finger, it's not a lot of assistance, it's very difficult. If I shift to my thumbs, it's gonna be the easiest, or if I use a combination of fingers, it's gonna be even easier. Right now, I'm gonna, you know, lower down the progression a little bit by moving to my index fingers, and basically I will do this to do 1 finisher set. So I've done 5 sets of 6. For this one, well, I'm gonna aim for as many as possible. Alright, I think like 11 reps. One good thing about these finger assisted reps is despite the way they look, they are actually a way to safely get stronger on the Nordic curls, because if you don't control the movement, you're gonna smash your fingers, which is not optimal for other gains, when it comes to upper body. But, you have to be careful, you have to place your fingers instead of just smashing them on the ground, and that forces you to control the movement. And then once you have your fingers placed, you can do the last bit like kind of slowly, and that's where you will really build some power. So these like weighted assisted reps actually felt harder than normal Nordic curls, but they also felt safer because I'm not using any momentum, or at least not in the places that it's gonna injure me. So yeah, very happy with how that went. And the last set, just a tad higher reps. I expected to get more, to be honest, but hey, it is what it is. Doing these higher rep sets, controlled especially, you will really get the blood flowing, and yeah, that's just a good way to finish up your workout, or in this case, the first exercise, because I'm moving on to the second exercise, which is going to be hip extensions. I don't care about getting stronger at the hip extensions, but I do care about fixing my hip, right? And then in order to do that, I feel like these ones are really helping. So by getting stronger glutes, apparently your hip will be, there will be less pressure on your hip as well during the squat, which is exactly what I want. I want to get this hip healthy again, so that's why I'm doing these ones. You basically, if you want to get strong, you only do exercises you care about doing. Exercises that have benefits to the ones that you, benefits to you on the exercises that you want to get strong at. So either you're doing one exercise directly, like the squat or the pistol squat or the Nordic curl, where you care about getting stronger, or you do these assistance exercises that directly have an effect into building a base, or weak areas up in order to do your exercises you care about. But doing exercises that have no benefit directly to the ones that you care about, that's just a waste of time. So anyway, last time I got 14 reps on this exercise. Now the only thing we have to do is to try and beat that. So let's go. Oh, fucking hell. Oh. 2 more sets. Alright. More reps than last time. And these accessories or rehab exercises, they're not just rehab exercises, they're not just accessories, If you're doing an exercise, do it to become strong. Do it to progress, because even if you are doing all of these injury prevention things, right? If you don't get stronger at those, you're gonna start lagging behind anyway. It doesn't matter. For the planche as well. For the planche, I'm doing all of this forearm stuff, If I get stronger at the planche, but the forearm stuff stays the same, eventually my forearm is gonna be too weak. So you have to progress on these little exercises as well. How boring they may seem, doesn't matter. You have to progress. That's the most important part. So that's it for the hamstring and glute training. Leg day has been achieved. This month legs are really a priority. So I got invited by my friend to train in the park. That's all very well. I'm looking forward to it, but still gotta keep the priorities straight, which has now been done. So I'm gonna, take a shower, have some breakfast, take a new shirt and some new pants, do training, go to work, and then when I come back from work, I can enjoy myself at the park, because the work that I have to do has already been done. Let's go. Alright, so I made it outside safely, can you believe it? My heart is sticking like a motherfucker because I didn't sleep a lot since I had a leg day this morning and I had to wake up. So I had some coffee and I'm feeling it. I'm gonna just do some light training right now. Usually I would, push training. Usually I would start like with a very intense set and then like go gradually down from there. But at the moment, like it's just a light skill training. So I'm gonna do some lighter sets and build up from there instead so that I can kind of feel my limits. Before I start though, I'm gonna do my grease the groove set for front liver. Alright, let's get started. Dankjewel, Gijs. Ik heb zo een klein tasje genomen. Maar ik ben dat niet gewoon.
Een espresso?
Nee, is gewoon koffie, maar ik drink dat nooit.
Oké, ja.
Dus,
Een goede pre-workout.
ja. Alright, so first light combo, just a push-up. Hopefully I can get to some more push-up sets today in general, which I haven't done push combos or push-up combos in a while, so it would be fun. Let's go. Alright. Ik ben er altijd aan het filmen. Ah, fuck. Ik wou nog een derde. Alright. Revenge. Alright, so I'm kinda at the end of the workout almost, so I'm gonna try some supinated planche. It's been like a very long while since I did it because I always end up injuring my forearms and my biceps. So the tactic or the plan, I guess, is to just try it lightly and see if I can maybe incorporate some grease the groove from here on. Because if you can basically do like your planche in grease the groove without a warm-up, it gives you so much guarantee or like so much more safety because you're strong enough to do the planche anyway without a warm-up. You're probably not going to end up injuring yourself during training. So you want to be able to like make your body strong enough everywhere to do that. So I'm going to try that now. Alright, feels okay. I'm gonna do a couple sets. Alright, I'm gonna do another one.
Way too easy.
That's why I always have to. It's so fun if your arms are just extended. Klaar? Alright, so final set of the day. I'm very happy with the supinated planche, but I'm not gonna overdo it. So I'm just gonna try one more push-up here, like try and see if I can do a deep one basically. I don't know how it's gonna go, but just, you know, see and find out. If I can still do this, like to a press, it would be very nice. Would like mean to me that I'm still recovered enough to basically train push again tomorrow, because the flow is push pull and then legs. I just had all my legs training, so tomorrow is gonna be a push day. So I don't wanna like exert myself too much, drop down the progressions, because every time I like go down in a progression and I go further, like with finisher sits, I'm gonna have to recover from there, you know. So if I can still do full planche at the end, it means I just have to recover from full planche. But if I go all the way down to straddle tuck, it would mean that I have to, you know, recover way more from tuck all the way back to advanced tuck, to straddle planche and to full planche. So it's gonna take way longer. So that's not what I want. All right, that's gonna be it for today. I don't have any more yapping to do, so I'll just see you tomorrow. Thanks.